Humanity was rescued from a dying Earth by well-intentioned aliens. Sealed away in the immense, pressurized cargo hold of an interstellar ship and basic needs met, it's been decades since anyone has heard from them. When a small group finally escapes demanding answers, they find only corpses. Pressure normalizing on my count. 3, 2, 1. Pressure is normalized. You may remove your helmets. The comms have been fuzzy outside of the bubble. I'd like to say my helmet came off first, but I'm not paying enough attention to everyone else. The sensation of being outside again is so overwhelming. I let out a long, deep sigh, ugh. The air is normal, but it smells more like boards than I expected. Box shouts, Nathan, do you have contact from any scanners? Looking down at my suit's wrist pad, I affirm, negative contact. We're alone in here. Strange. He's swiveling his head back and forth, eyes everywhere. I thought the commotion we just made would have brought some attention from our captors. Comms come alive again, and it is a feminine voice, Box, come in, Box. Are you there? He holds up his wrist pad and pushes a few buttons. He's likely opening up a direct channel to the new voice. Then, he says, Mags, is that you? Silence. Slow down, Mags. What did you find? Tell me just one thing at a time. Mags is the first officer of the crew and is tasked with leading the second breach group. Sounds like they found something. Silence. Confirmed, we're on our way. He turns on his suit's loudspeaker so we can all hear, then says, Group 2 has confirmed contact. Then he chuckles. Looks like the bugs that have been keeping us in the colony had a very good reason for not showing up to our party. He's got something he's holding back, and I take the bait. What's that? I'm glad you asked, Nathan. It's because they're all dead. A jolt runs through many of us grunts. Well, might as well go see what happened. Emergency precautions Gamma, helmets back on, people. Follow me. The last command is shouted and is a little painful. Box wouldn't normally make a mistake like that with the loudspeaker. I think he's rattled. We oblige him and continue our exodus to the second breach point. The colony lives deep in the ship. It was obvious that the bugs had repurposed some kind of hauler to try and get us off of the rock. About a decade ago, it had dropped out of the sky, and the six-legged aliens had escorted the remains of humanity inside. Some people fought, but most had lost their zeal. We couldn't stay on Earth anymore, and we had nowhere else to go. We have a few records, mostly children's drawings of the ship, that told us where to set charges when it was time to break out. 2 entrances toward the bow and 1 large entrance towards the aft. Only space lies beyond the aft. We thought there'd be a fight on the other side of these doors. I'm still holding my E-Slinger, a lightweight coil gun that we built from parts of the ship, but I'm glad that we don't have to do the fight and die routine we've been practicing. After a long walk along a tube running in an arc concentric to the colony, we finally run into Mags and her group. The captain commands, show me the bodies. Corpses, exoskeletons intact, lay in beds facing a viewport open to the stars. Curious, I mutter. I move towards the beds, and nobody tries to stop me. The center console is raised about as high as a man is tall. It is a great big thing, with controls along the sides and where the head is rested. One great appendage is on a blue metallic disc about the size of a dinner plate. In a louder voice, I say, I think I have something over here. This disc was the last thing the bug was doing. What would it have wanted more than anything else? Perhaps it was trying to send out a distress call. Help me move this appendage. I tug and lift, and it barely budges. 3 other grunts get underneath, and we can pull it to the side. Static. Room speakers have started to play bug noises, clicking and clacking. Then an image replaces the stars. It begins to move and flicker like one of the old films the first brought. It is a planet, green and blue. We zoom in and watch as people like us bustle about. Some build, some laugh. We're entranced. Then the people move quickly, far faster than anyone could move, and the image zooms out. As time progresses, the trees lose their color and the blue turns to a light brown. We zoom back in. People are still around, some in fortresses of rock, others falling to the dirt. We're dying. A ship comes in from the stars. It is the ship we are on now. The ants exit, and we see person after person moving into the colony. It is a great gathering. The firsts are shown with youthful faces full of fear and trepidation. The stern door closes, and the ship leaves the dying planet. It races past other planets, red, then another giant planet full of color, and still others are passed faster and faster as the ship picks up speed. The view pans to show us a map of stars. One point is the ship, then a dotted line, and at last, we see another planet. The planet is green and blue like Earth had been. Someone stutters, Were they saving us? Keep it down till it's done, Box says. The image zooms to the surface, and we see many bugs on the ground. A ship has landed. It is drastically different from this ship, boxy where this one is curved. A blue-colored people with ridged necks are exiting. They are brought to a giant table and seated to eat. Then they are brought to a large expanse of water and begin to enter homes with smiles on their faces. Zooming back out, we see the ship on the dotted line. We are so close to the second planet. Great, we're going to need some of the shines to come make sense of this. Box gets on his radio and starts making requests. Mags turns to me, I always hoped it wasn't malicious. I'm glad they were trying to help us, and it breaks my heart what happened. We've been together a long time. Mags has always been sweet with small things, from the tiny pests in the colony to people like me. I hope you're right, Mags. I reach out and take her hand. We squeeze each other through the glove 3 times and look back up at the view screen showing the ship as it approaches the new planet, each second growing closer.